Okay, it is 5:04 p.m. on Thursday, December 26, 2024. We'll call the Board of Works and Safety meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Weigel.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Daniel.
Here, in front of you are the minutes from our last meeting on December 10th. The only change or correction I had was the spelling of Ariel Hernandez's name under Youth Council. Were there any other changes or corrections you found?
No.
Okay, I'll make a motion we approve the minutes with the noted change.
I'll second.
Motion seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Next up is the encroachment agreement for 224 North Indian River Cove. Come on up, Mr. Fosno. And name and address, please. You know what I just said it.
My name is Dave Fosnaugh, 224 North Indian River Cove.
Okay, thank you. And tell us what's going on there. You put up a fence.
I put up a fence in October of '23.
Okay.
I hired a company to do it.
Okay.
I kind of assumed, well, we had talked about it.
Yeah.
And they said they had done multiple fences in my housing addition. They knew who to talk to get, to work everything out. It's done, and a year later, I got a letter in the mail saying, we got a problem.
Hey, hey, you didn't get a permit.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay, so I know that, there's some property lines there. If I remember correctly, I don't think there's any issues with utilities. They probably were all located when you had the fence put in,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so no electric lines or anything back behind the home?
I don't believe so. I think if you look really hard, there's a white box or something
Right.
back above that, so I'm guessing that's kind of where it's at. I will tell you, the one thing we always tell everybody is that if for some reason we do have to get back in there and do have to work in the easement, we will try to let you know in advance if it's not an emergency, and we will try to give you time to take it down. If it is an emergency, we will try to take it down as gently as we can, and then it'll be up to you to put it back up.
Okay.
On your dime. But I just want to be candid about that,
Yeah,
so
no,
that
no,
you're aware of
no.
that. So, besides that, I don't have any other problems, especially since it's been up for a year.
Appreciate that.
Any questions, comments, concerns? I'll make a motion, we approve the encroachment agreement for 224 North Indian River Cove as presented.
Second.
Motion seconded, further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Rosie, you want to tell him what's the next step?
Okay, I will get this back to Planning Commission tomorrow morning,
Okay,
and then you just go over there and finish the process.
awesome. Well, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Thanks for being here. Next up is the encroachment agreement for I think it's 244, is that right? 244 West Longfellow Boulevard. I'm assuming that similar situation. Mr. Burdette, I'm assuming, was notified that this meeting was coming up. Right, I'm assuming he was
Yes.
notified. Yes, similar situation, utility easements there. There's a corner of his fence lot as well as the majority of that back, actually all that back fence that's in the easement.
It looks like there's a transformer and something on the
Right
north
outside,
side.
yeah.
Or on the west side of his property. So possibly could be some utilities back there.
So I guess the question I have is do you want to table this until he can arrive, he can come in person, or what is the pleasure of the board?
Well, I'd like to know if there's actually any utilities back there. We don't see anything where any of our electric departments signed off on it or told us, hey, we don't have anything.
Yep.
It looks like, it could be something back in there. Just, like I say, just
I think,
the west, it
yeah.
looks like a transformer box.
If I remember correctly, I think water is up front,
Yeah.
right?
Water,
And I think
sewer,
the sewer's up front, and so the only question would be whether electrics ran behind or not.
One in
It
that
has
area,
that
is that?
utility 15
That's already
feet,
noticed.
whatever that is. Can you see?
Longfellow, I think that's us.
Is that us?
No, you're right, Longfellow may be them. You're right, it may be them. Yeah, that's REMC there, but don't we have the other part of Cambridge Crossing? Off of Airport? I thought we had a portion of Airport that
Oh,
was
we have,
us.
okay, over here.
Yeah,
Mm.
because I think that subdivision is actually divided between us and REMC because of where the lines are, which again is so stupid, but it is what it is. So So,
I guess, if it's not our utility problem.
Can you see that, where it says that? 50?
yeah, we can see it, but
Oh,
that's,
okay.
that's just showing where the utility
Utilities
easement
are.
line
Yeah,
is,
okay.
not necessarily where the utility is. So,
You mean right there at the corner of the blue?
Yeah,
mhm,
I guess, I would like to know that myself. But
okay.
before we get permission to go ahead and do something, then RMC, whoever comes in and says, hey, why'd you grant that?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you guys are okay with it, let's table it. If, Mr. Burdette ends up showing up by the end of this meeting, then we can,
Sure.
we can hear from him, right?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, but, as of right now, again, we don't have anybody here to chat with us either way, honestly,
Yeah.
so,
Thing is, it's already built, it's like.
yeah, I know.
I mean, it's.
It's
kinda-
retroactive for sure. But, so, I guess, I mean, I can go either way. If you wanna approve it, we can approve it, if you wanna wait, we
I'm
can
fine either
wait.
way also.
I guess I can go with it since it's already built, it's just that, say,
Yeah.
whoever the utility is comes back on us,
Yeah.
and, hey, why'd we do that?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, do we know when the fence was built? Does it say anywhere? Do we have any record of that? I'm gonna, I think,
Let me see if I can find it.
okay.
But, yeah, these people are doing things without asking.
Getting the
permission.
permits and stuff, yeah. Well, and especially, I mean, if it's the same situation as that last one, which is he was relying on the fence company to do the right thing, and the fence company clearly did not fill out the permits and do the thing he needs to do, then,
Well, we see that quite often.
Oh, I'm sure.
In my office.
Yeah, I'm sure.
People are asking me constantly, hey, where's the easement? All right, well, why can't we do something?
Yeah.
Well, like, we're
Yeah.
dealing with that with Cherubusco's
yeah.
areas sometimes. There's some
Sure.
disputes there.
That's Burdette.
Burdette,
Oh, no.
yeah, Burdette, not Posner, we just approved Posner.
Oh, I just stuck it in. Okay.
I get to see them coming back on us and say, hey, why did you approve that?
He didn't really say anything, he
Right.
just sent it.
They just sent the document.
I just want the utility.
Here's
to know.
one more.
Right.
And then if there's a problem, he understands there's a problem, that's what happens is, they take down, if they have to take down the fence, then it's gonna be up to
Yeah.
them to pay for it.
So, I make a motion we table until we can get Mr. Burdette or somebody else here to represent the property.
Okay.
Yeah, I second it.
Motion second, all those in favor of tabling? It is unanimous. Okay, we'll table that. Okay, next up, we have a plethora of bills, so I'll turn that over to Lisa. End of the year bills.
All right, I'll make a motion to pay all accounts payable in the amount of $450,800.42 for the allowance of accounts payable vouchers dated 12/26/2024 for checks.
Second.
Motion second, further discussion? All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous.
I'll make a motion to pay all accounts payable in the amount of $722,068.15 from the allowance of accounts payable vouchers dated 12/26/2024 for EFT payments.
Second.
Motion second, further discussion? All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous.
I'll make a motion to pay all accounts payable except overtime in the amount of $279,115.54, plus overtime in the amount of $10,766.66, for a total of $289,882.20 for the pay file ending 12/13/2024.
Second.
Motion second, further discussion? All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous.
And I'll make a motion to pay all accounts payable in the amount of $3,051.48 from the allowance of account payable vouchers dated 12/26/2024 for meter deposits.
Second.
Motion seconded, further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. I got two more things tonight for you. The first is from Mike Shota. Obviously, you can see our department heads are not here. 7 of the 9 have taken vacation days today, as you would imagine, and the other 2, I thought, well, it's not fair to make them come tonight. So Mike showed up. As you may or may not know, we've had, I think, 4 or 5 main breaks on Jeffrey Drive over the last couple of weeks. So he is requesting approval from the board to spend up to $26,000 to purchase new pipe for Jeffrey Drive. So as soon as they can get all the materials in, they can get working on Jeffrey Drive. So are you guys okay with that? I figured you would be, but you wanted me to get approval, so there you go. That's good. Second thing is, as you know, next year we are planning to start a new comprehensive planning process. Let me back up. We're going to update the comprehensive plan that we currently have. Kind of good progress process, whatever, to update your comprehensive plan about every 10 years to take a look at it. It has been 10 years now since we did our original comprehensive plan, at least the one under my administration. So it's that 10-year mark. So we have re-engaged that engineering firm, which is American Structure Point, to provide the comprehensive plan update. It is a not to exceed number of $50,000, just so you're aware. That is very on par for comprehensive plans across the state. It's, in fact, that's the grant amount for Okra when they grant comprehensive plans. So with that, Marcia has looked over the agreement and has said it's good to go. There's some minor things, nothing that's in here that's significant, but some minor little things that I'm checking with their side on, just to make sure it's all covered from their side. But with that, any questions you guys want?
No, I think it's
Sorry,
great
okay.
to understand what the American Structure Point
Yep.
already understand our situation,
Yep.
where our growth has already occurred,
Mm-hmm.
and then where we can move with it. So I think it's, we've actually used our comprehensive plan.
Yes, we have.
And,
We've used the crap out of it, actually.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
so-
have to directly state that in the minutes, but we have used it very heavily,
It's
yes.
been very effective, so.
I appreciate that,
So
yeah.
we, I look forward to seeing what we come up with, the next phase, so to speak, of
Yes.
this thing.
And I think the one thing to know is there will be lots of public input sessions. I know just like we did with the downtown plan, they are planning to come to a First Friday event to get, obviously, information there. There'll be plenty of stakeholder interviews. It'll be the whole shebang. And there actually will also be opportunities where residents can actually go on a kind of a website, take a look. It's a virtual open house thing as well. So lots of opportunities, lots of public input. We're excited to get started in this update. So
We got a lot of opportunities with the new jail, some ideas.
absolutely.
It's not new jail, but the old jail.
The old jail that will
But there's
be ours,
also
yeah.
progress going east and west of us within our jurisdictional
Yes.
boundary.
Yes.
That has a lot of potential, so, yeah, this is kind of exciting to get ideas
Yep.
from the public to tell us, or help us make decisions, so.
Not to mention, we don't know what the future US 30 is going to be too,
Oh,
so.
that too.
That minor issue as well, so.
Yeah.
Well, with that, I make a motion that we enter into the agreement for the comprehensive plan with American Structure Point as presented.
I'll second.
Motion seconded, further discussion.
How much did you say it is?
It's a not to exceed of 50,000.
50.
Yeah. Motion seconded, further discussion. All those in favor show the usual sign. It is unanimous, thank you. Marcia.
Nothing. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So you're leaving, but Dan, you'll get it again.
That's all right.
Rosie.
Nothing.
Just some minor things. On Monday, I drove around the city with Representative Judy. You may remember a couple weeks ago, I drove around with Senator Bush and did the same kind of thing. Just showing some different things that are happening around the city, reminding them where our property tax dollars are going. So as they go into session, where there's a lot of screaming and yelling about property taxes, that they remember that. The other thing to know about that is we cut our property tax rate for next year by, was it 6 cents?
Something like that.
So something like 6 cents. So we are the second lowest we've been in property tax rate in like 20 years.
Wow.
Okay, so just know that. Now, full disclosure, our assessed valuation of the city also went up, what, 56 million?
79.
70, oh, was it 70 something? So anyways, assessed value's up, property tax rate's down, etc. So my point is I was showing Representative Judy around the city, and again, he's been a representative for a while now, so he he knows most of it, but showing community crossings at Westgate, you know, showing some of the things that we're doing at Eagle Park and you know, and he was a help when it came to our food and beverage tax and some things like that. So got to kind of show him around, which was really nice. What else do I need to tell you? Oh, as you know, I have appointed our new deputy fire chief, and that will be Toby Freilich. We will put out probably second week of January, we'll probably put out a press release on that, but if you're watching, you get a sneak peek, I guess. So that will be happening as well. I had the first task force, as I mentioned. I will tell you one thing that the legislature will really be pushing this year, just to prepare you, is that a couple of years ago they passed legislation that allowed communities of 5,000 or more people to pass their own wheel tax and surtax. The legislature, I can almost promise you at this point, is going to be pushing communities higher than 5,000 to pass their own wheel tax and surtax if they want to be eligible for community crossings in the future. So they're saying if you can't help yourself, we can't help you. And so just be prepared that probably this coming year we will have a conversation, probably not as much with you, Lisa, as much as Dan, but there will be a conversation in the future about that because the legislature's going to force our hand probably. So anyways, just again, trying to be transparent. So, besides that, we'll have a couple other legislative things that I'm sure we'll be tackling this coming year. But generally speaking, obviously you can see city's still functioning, just on a lighter crew. Lighter crew for today and tomorrow. We are closed on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week as well for the New Year's Eve, New Year's Day holiday as well. Now keep in mind, I will be out of office next week, but if you know, you can always get a hold of me. So, Dan,
I have nothing.
Lisa,
I have nothing.
we have no press and we have no audience, so we will call the meeting adjourned. Thank you.